currently, you're going to hear my dog's snoring here, okay? Just know there's my pets here, my cats. Look, 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 look. Talking about pets. Welcome to the podcast, The Millionaire of the Diamonds. No, but is he gorgeous or is he gorgeous? Look at this. You're supposed to say yes. Dog people.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, welcome to the podcast, The Millionaire of the Diamonds. I've been asked lately, what's your podcast about? And I'm so happy that I'm finally able to articulate it in a way so we can all understand what we're truly about. So, if you're looking for motivation, this is not your podcast. If you're looking to be inspired and to cry, this is not your podcast. You know what I mean? If you're looking for a debate, this is not your podcast. What this podcast is about is really diving deep intentionality on developing ourselves to achieve another level of wisdom. Because every time I develop who I am to a higher level of wisdom, what happens is automatically I will achieve more. And the question is never who owes me what, who should be giving me a salary increase. The question is always, who do I have to become to achieve my next level of success? And this is exactly who we are, a transformational podcast. Not always easy to listen, including myself when I'm reading this stuff and I'm going, okay, one more thing that I need to develop, one more thing. And there's always going to be one more thing. So what to expect today? Today's all about life-changing principles. We are closing the book, Essentialism. And quite honestly, if you don't have the book, I strongly recommend you go get it, redo it. This is all on YouTube, our podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you can actually do it on your own, autodidacte, as we say in French. I don't know how we say that in English, self-taught, right? And less is better. Like if I were to resume the entire book in 3 words, less but better. Less but better. So you're going to discover today why doing more is actually keeping you stuck and frustrated, how clarity becomes your greatest advantage point, what you must eliminate immediately to create space to achieve your April goals, and always stay in the right now passionate goal. Yes, a vision, but right now passionate goal, and how to lead your life like a true essentialist. And we're closing that book. So you're going to want to share. Again, I'm going to say it to everybody you know that's walking fast, going nowhere. So Marie-Pierre, over to you. Tomorrow is the contest, eh? When is the
Yeah.
winner? Tomorrow?
And next week, we need the refresh of Facebook.
Oops, I did it again. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so let's start first to share the podcast this morning. So you will see the arrow just beside where you write your comment, and you have in the comment the text that you can copy paste when you share, so people understand why they should click on the link and listen to the podcast. But when you have someone in mind that really needs to hear the podcast, the best way to share it is to send it directly by messenger or text message. So again, click on the arrow and you will see the option to share it directly one person at a time. And then we have our contest, Les Millionnaires de Diamants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group, Les Millionnaires de Diamants Inspirational Group, every time that you post, every time that you react, every time that you comment, you gain points during the month to be in the top 10 contributor. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires de Diamants. And then we have a draw at the end of each month. So to be in the draw, there's 2 ways. First, with the boutique Les Millionnaires de Diamants. So when you go and you place your order, take a picture, post it on social media, and tag Les Millionnaires de Diamants page. And when you receive your order, same thing, take a picture, go on social media, post, and tag Les Millionnaires de Diamants. And after that, the second way is the same thing, but with the book Les Millionnaires de Diamants. So every time you receive one of the book, you take a picture. You're reading one of the book, again, you take a picture. You're doing one of the quiz book, you take a picture. You're using your agenda, you take a picture. That means that you can have a new picture every day that you can post on social media, and always tag Les Millionnaires de Diamants. And if you don't already have your ticket for the next conference, it's time to click on the link and get your ticket to be with us. It's going to be a virtual conference, so that means that everywhere in the world you can join us. And even if it's the time it's not right for you, the day of the conference, you can watch it in replay. So you will get to the link and watch it in replay. Why
Your,
you
mic-
looking at me like that?
your microphone is going, I don't know, you're going to take a picture, you're going to join us another later. It's muffled.
What? I don't know.
Did it switch?
No.
No? Okay. Keep talking.
Ah, so get your ticket for the next conference.
That's it?
Yeah.
Take a picture? Take a picture? Okay, tomorrow we'll do more in detail. Okay, welcome everybody. I want to say good morning to Lise. I want to say good morning to James and the crew. Martin is here with us. Louise is here with us. You're going to love, love, love the podcast. Thank you again for the most amazing month of March. Year to date, a close, I believe, at 570 some thousand. I know it's the podcast, but I just want to share with you what happens when personal development is there. We work with the numbers, and everything works when we work. So going straight into the podcast right now, when you feel overwhelmed, I just want you to know you're not overwhelmed. You're just overcommitted. So if you're leaning in and taking down some notes, overwhelmed equals overcommitted. Overwhelmed equals overcommitted. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. What if the reason you're not winning is not because you need more, but because you actually need to do less? Think about it, okay? And I'm just curious if you can go into chat. Anybody since the beginning of your adventure with us in Tupperware, have you delegated certain stuff like cleaning, secretary, like I don't know, have you delegated anything? Because that's what really I'm going to talk about in my segment. Because you see, everything I just read in the last pages of the book confirms something extremely powerful. Success is not about doing everything. It's actually about doing the right things better. And for me to be able to do the right things better, I'm going to have to eliminate a lot of noise, a lot of noise. So just for example, I want to cook. My family loves my cooking, but I have to eliminate the noise. What is the noise? The noise is going into the groceries. The noise is putting the groceries away. The noise for me would be prepping the onions, the garlic, etc. So if I can eliminate that, am I going to be more excited in an unwavering schedule every weekend to meal prep for the week? And the answer to that is yes, because being overwhelmed is, oh my God, I still didn't do my grocery list. Oh my God, I still didn't figure out my menu. Oh my God, I still didn't go to, and I could go on and on and on. So we're going to use this beautiful metaphor that I love. It's the house with 100 doors. So imagine you're building your dream house, right? But instead of one strong, beautiful front door, you build 100 doors, one on every wall, every direction, every opportunity, every distraction. Now, tell me, is the house stronger or completely exposed if my house would have 100 doors to the inside of this beautiful home? Think about it just for a second. You see, most people live like that house. Too many doors, too many priorities, too many direction. And that's why nothing holds together. Okay. So less, less, less. Now let me bring you this down to real life. Okay. Because some of you might be thinking, Maria, this is great, but I'm not a CEO of a company. I'm not going to, to manage a huge corporation. But I'm going to tell you this. You are the CEO of your life. You are the CEO of your home. You are the CEO of your time. You are the CEO of your energy. Yes, we're all CEO in our own personal respect. Very important. And the problem is not that you're doing too little. It's that you're doing too many things that don't matter. So you're either walking fast, going nowhere, or you're paralyzed. When you analyze too much, you paralyze. So I'm going to give you some real life examples. The first thing I do when I meet with people in meet and greets, or especially in coaching, I talk about house cleaning. You don't need to do it all yourself. Hire help once every 2 weeks. Begin with that, then once every week, and then eventually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then eventually Monday through Friday. So every day when you go in your bathroom, it's like a hotel bathroom that you just walked in the room. Honestly, how would that feel? Because you see, your time is worth more than you keeping your floors spotless, all right? Groceries, errands. Why spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a week, every week, grocery shopping? Do it online or bulk buy. Send somebody to do it for you. The beauty is when I send Sylvie to do my groceries, she respects the list. If I go do my groceries, might as well, might as well, might as well. So 12 articles end up into 120 articles, or one massive article, like an air fryer that I didn't need, and I went to bring it back. That's what happens when I go. So this gives me back how many hours a week? paperwork, small tasks. Yesterday I had Linda came in. She did all these little small things for me, like filing documents, sending a letter to the government, getting that done by someone else. Saying yes to everything, that is a big one. Every invitation, every favor, every distrust. I'm invited regularly to weddings. Lately, I've been invited to funeral homes. And I said to Marie-Pierre, I have never been to so many funerals at the beginning of one year. And I'm not joking you. And this is because I'm over 60, right? So you have my families that are now at 90 years old passing away. Then you have the 80s in line. Then you have the 70s, and I'm in the 60s. So I'm just three seats behind. Can you imagine that? Yeah, no, I don't want to think about it. Today I'm going to another funeral. Anyways, so we don't want to overcomplicate meals, routines, life. So you don't need 25 recipes. Check for five great recipes. What are those five great recipes that that every time you're going to make it, your family's going to go, oh my God, this is the best meat sauce ever. That's where I want to bring you to. Uh, a mini metaphor that I want to share with you. Essentialism is not about doing less for the sake of less. It's about removing the noise so that what matters can breathe. I love what we did in the mastermind just before. How many challenges did we do in our teams with no follow-up and no follow-through? It was just a waste of energy, a waste of everything. And then somebody who did earn it, honestly, oh, I earned that. It's like zero impact. So here's what I want you to understand before you leave. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary lives, not by adding more, but by removing what doesn't belong. And you got to know it's your life and it's up to you to take charge of it. We can't say my husband doesn't understand, my mom doesn't understand, so and so doesn't understand. The choice is yours. Once you've made that decision and you're clear on that decision, because at the end of the day, I need to be clear about my vision, my mission, what exactly I want and what exactly I don't want. It is so funny. Everybody will want to follow me. So now to move forward, to take this and superimpose it in whatever place you're working or if you're in business, I'm going to leave you in the hands of Jean-Philippe Jacques.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning. So yes, we are going through what we call the five pillar of leadership regarding the approach of the essentialism. So as you will see, we will understand what somebody that is a non-essentialist is doing versus somebody that is living, okay, through that principle of essentialism. So the first element is about hiring. Okay, so yes, even for a small business, like I decided like a couple of years ago to hire an assistant to help me like do my packages and all of my stuff. So if you are a non-essentialist, what will happen is you will want to hire somebody as fast as you can for yesterday. So yes, sometimes the company is growing fast, you need people. So you grab like anyone with who you come along. But what is happening is inside those people, okay, just one person can throw you off the track. Okay, so what will happen after that is one mistake will often attract somebody else. So it becomes what we call a bozo explosion. Okay, like Bozo the clown. Okay, so this is what is happening. So a team that once was great is becoming mediocre with time without even realizing it realizing it. That's good. This word, okay? I don't know why it doesn't come out of my mouth.
Realizing.
Realizing. Thank you. Versus an essentialist, okay? It will be sometimes ridiculously selective. Okay, so yes, they will read 100 of resumes, they will conduct a dozen of interviews, they sometimes wait for months. Okay, so they will left a chair empty, but they will wait to find the right person to put them into, because they know that doing a mistakes of putting somebody else in that chair can be damageable. Okay, and I think it was dragons that I heard say that you should hire slow but fire fast. Okay, so when somebody does not fit in a chair, don't let them, okay, because it's damageable for them and damageable for the company. Second element, second pillar, it's what we call having a clear direction. And it's probably the most important one, okay? Out of every book that we've read, you need to have a clear direction. Okay, for yourself at first, because if you don't have one for you, it's impossible to give that direction for other people. So non-essentialist has so many ideas that they end up pursuing 1,000 goals at once. They say yes to everything. Okay, their team scatters in all directions, making a little progress everywhere, but arriving nowhere, and they feel exhausted. Versus the essentialist will take the time to define an essential intent. Okay, it must be crystal clear, not just pretty clear, crystal clear, so everyone knows why they're there and what to focus on. So there is no ambiguity. Number three, empowering your team. You can do that only if you have a clear vision. So non-essentialist thinks that they are being agile, but in reality, they let ambiguity, okay? So they don't know who does what, okay? It's just, oh, I spend time there, I spend time there. They feel buzzy. It's buzzy work. Okay, versus the essentialists, okay, know that clarity is the key to empowerment. So when they define clear roles, okay, they can help people. So if you are really, really focusing on what is important, what is the priority, what is the direction, what is that mission and that vision, you can then give a crystal clear framework to other people. And with that framework, no, it's not a prison, but it will create freedom for them because they know where they can take initiative. Number four, how to communicate. Okay, so communication is one of another pillar. So non-essentialists speak in code. Okay, they use jargon. Okay, their message are either too vague or they are not actionable. Okay, so people can change their mind, can like act thinking of an interpretation of what they do, but what will happen is because in the mind of the leader it's kind of clear, they will get caught off guard. So what will happen is that the leader, the boss, will look at them and say, well, you should not do that, but they were acting according to the vague information that they received. So it creates an environment of tension. But an essentialist communicate with almost like a boring discipline. They speak simply, okay, always at the right time and with the right people according to their roles and goals, okay? So the message is so consistent that it might seem, yes, even repetitive, but it means that people know what they have to do and they know what is the direction without having like all that noise that can disturb them and distract them. And finally, the fifth pillar is what we call follow up and accountability. So, as Maria just gave you an example, non-essentialists sometimes launch 1,000 of initiative or 1,000 of challenge, but they never circle back. They never do the tracking. So, what is happening is that no one is learning. There is no consequences. There is like nowhere that they can improve. So people like at some point will say, well, okay, you throw that, but what is the matter? What's in it for me? I don't like go in that direction because I know that you won't do the follow up. But versus an essentialist, okay, because they only have one true objective at a time, they can follow up easily. They can check regularly, they can celebrate the win, they can remove the obstacle. So what will happen is that people will feel supported, motivated, and they will actually make meaningful progress because everything is actionable and it's you can follow it easily. So as you can see, being an essentialist, as we covered last week, is not just an action that you do, it's something that you live in every area of your life. And now I know that to close our book today, Marie-Pierre has a challenge for us for the next few days.
Yes, so it's a 21-day challenge. So be ready to take down note. But I will drop on the Facebook group, Les Millionnaires des Diamants Inspirational Group, the 21-day challenge also, so you can do it, because there's something really simple about the Essentialism book that we just read for the last few months. But at the end of the day, it's not to have that clarity that, oh, I can really understand that subject. But if you don't have that execution, there's nothing that will change in your life. So you can agree with the book, you can feel really motivated with the book, but if your day don't change, your life won't change either. So today we want to close that with something very practical, not something complicated, not something that you will feel overwhelmed by it, but something that you can really do. It's one simple task per day. You will see it's really easy, because most people don't struggle because they don't know what matter. They will struggle because everything feels important at the same time. So we try to do too much every day, and we end up at the end of the day feeling like nothing was meaningful and nothing really moved forward. So that is really what we learn. It's about doing less but better. So that is why we have that 21-day challenge for you that is really powerful. So it's like a summary of the book at the same time, because it's everything that we learned through the book, but in 21 days with one small task per day. So you will see that through the days that you will be first really more aware of what you want to change. It you can pause before reacting. You will choose instead of just go to default mode, and you will start seeing it clearly what really mattered to you. So are you ready for the 21-day challenge? So day 1 to 3, it's really about awareness and ownership. So day 1, today. Day 1, oh, it's April 1st. That's really fun to do it like at the beginning of the month. It's easy to follow, okay? So day 1, don't do this alone. So today, you find your accountability partner for this challenge. Voila, that is your task for the day. So you see how small it is, but one small action, we know that will create something big. Day number 2, you want to replace in your vocabulary when you say, oh, I have to do this. You will change it by I choose to do this. So it's just to become aware of what you are saying during the day. Do you say it really often? Do you have to repeat yourself in your mind? No, 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 that's not what I meant. I choose to. I choose to. So it's going to be to take ownership of your life. Day number 3, you want to ask yourself, what is the most important thing today? Not everything, just one. So it's just to ask yourself and to be able to answer this question. Then day 4 to 6, it's really about that decision and clarity. So day 4, it's the trade-off. So you cannot do everything, so you choose that one thing. Day 3 was just to realize what is important. Day 4, now you choose one and you do it. So you cannot do everything, but you can choose one. Day number 5 is to create space. So you want to put in your schedule of the day time to think, just to think. So create that space in your schedule of the day to think. Day number 6, oh, it's going to be an easy one. It's going to be on Sunday. Oh, why? Maybe not. It's Easter. Day number 6, we want to reflect. So you want to really ask yourself at the end of the day, what really mattered today? So you have that clarity about what you did during the day and what was really important. Then you go into day number 7 to 9, that it's about your energy and your boundaries. So day number 7, you want to play. So you want to reconnect with your energy and creativity. Not play all day, but you want to put a moment to play during your day. So day 7, you want to play. Day number 8, you want to place a moment to rest. Is it a short pause to really reset your mind, to go out and walk? You decide how you rest, but you want to make sure that it's in your schedule of the day to rest. Day number 9, you want to look at what you say yes and what you say no. And was it a clear yes? Or was it just a Oh, yes. Because if it's not a clear yes, remember it's a clear no. So it's again about the awareness and to see where you say yes and where you say no, and to realize if it was really a clear yes or a clear no. So this is where your boundary will begin. Then you go on day 10 to 12. That is not your intentional action. So day number 10, you want to ask yourself before going into a meeting, for example, what is the one outcome that I really want from that meeting? One. What is the one outcome that I want from this meeting? If you say, I don't have a meeting, create a meeting with your family. What is that one outcome you want for that day? Day number 11, you want to practice saying no. So now it's time to practice. So where can you say no? A no that is clear, but is respectful. So you have a long list of all the way that you can say no on the group. You will see it's easy when you have the technique to say no. Day number 12, you want to reevaluate your commitment. So again, you want to ask yourself, if I wasn't already doing that thing, would I choose it again? So it's a moment to just reevaluate what you already have in your schedule, what all your commitment. Then day 13 to 15, you want to simplify your life. So day 13, did you add something new in the last week? Did you remove something else? If not, it's time to realize what can you remove when you add something new. Day number 14, you want to pause before committing. So instead of saying, oh, yes, 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 I will do it, I will do it, I will be there, just let me get back to you. So day number 14 is to pause before committing. Day 15, you want to add a buffer time because life is not predictable. You need that buffer so your schedule is not the 1 minute at a time that there's something that happened and you cannot you cannot afford to do it. So no, have a buffer time in your day. Now day 16 to 18, it's thinking differently. So 16 is to remove obstacle instead of just pushing harder. So analyze what are those obstacles instead of just pushing. What is that obstacle that you can remove? Day 17, you want to start with what is working. So if you don't know what is working right now, it's time to analyze it. So day 17 is going to be to analyze what is really working. You know exactly what it is. Perfect. Start your day with it, with what is really working for you. Day 18, you want to design your ideal week. Not a perfect week, but something that is intentional. So what is that ideal week for you that will help you? And then the day 19 to 21, it's all about that integration and identity. So day 19, you want to pause and ask what matter right now. So again, is to make sure that you integrate that reflection every day. Day 20, you want to take the time again to reflect, think, and plan. And now day 21, after all that, you want to create 3 essential rules for you because you don't need 21 rules, but you don't need something that is really complicated, but 3 simple rules that will help you to remind yourself what you learned through that book. So 3 simple, clear decisions that will guide your life. So for example, one of the rules can be, I don't say yes immediately, or I define my priority every morning, or I remove something before I had something new. So 3 simple rules that will help you to keep that essentialism in your head. So it's really to make sure that you have that filter and that you don't say, oh, it was really a good book, but I don't remember anything. No. So with 3 simple rules, it's something that you can keep in your head and something that you can keep in your life. So today we close that book, but it's not something that we just close because it's something that we can really live with it every day that can make a difference. So on that, I wish you a beautiful day and we'll see you